straight to the moon. Get your ticket now. Everybody line up, get your tickets. We're going. Did you buy the tip? Yeah. Do you like rocket ships? Oh, what yeah. You wanna try this shit? Yeah. We got everything you need. You better buy some bitty now. Everybody, long live Ponzi. Everybody, long live the Ponzi ride. Never short it. Bitcoin's back, alright.
Alrighty people, good afternoon. It is just past 12 o'clock and it is Tuesday the 25th of May 2021. Welcome to Satoshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network. And so what I've actually decided that I'm going to try and do is I might dedicate each kind of chart show, because obviously we do it every day. I'm going to do a chart show. I'm going to do a chart show and maybe dedicate it to a celebrity who is trying to do some research into Bitcoin. So, you know, who knows? One of these days, a celebrity might actually be watching my show and go, "Oh, thank you, Satoshi. You explained everything to me that these shitcoiners and douchebags couldn't answer, or I thought was an absolute load of pap." So, today's show, let's get into it, is going to be dedicated to Ellie Gonsalves, I think that's how you pronounce the name, who was desperately trying to find out what Bitcoin was, ended up on BitBoy Crypto. You know, I mean, seriously, like choices, like honestly, you just have to use a little bit of common sense. You know, I mean, just because this guy talks confidently, you know, doesn't mean he's not talking crap, which he is. I know he's talking crap because I know what I'm talking about. So I listen to him. Maybe it's just, I suppose it's a bit like, you know, talking to babies. It doesn't matter what you say. It's like the way you say it. It's the same with these people. They're just, oh, well, maybe I'll just get to know him a little bit more and, you know, and like ask some questions I don't know about. And because you're asking questions and you don't know the answer, he's basically you're giving him free rein to blag. Like, you have to use a little bit of common sense. You know, like he was saying, oh yeah, so Bitcoin is no longer a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Well, if it's no longer a peer-to-peer electronic cash system as defined by Satoshi Nakamoto, it's not Bitcoin. You know, oh yeah, so it used to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and now it's digital gold. Well, that's a completely different thing. You know, and if you think about it, Bitcoin is data. Like, if that data has no use case, what use do you have for it? It is data. It does nothing. You can't spend it. You can't use it. Oh, well, I'm going to buy it because I'm telling other people it's good, and then they're going to buy it, and then I'm going to dump my holdings into a dirty dollar, and then it's just going to keep on going. That is called a Ponzi scheme. It's so ridiculous. So anyway, Ellie, if you do ever watch my show, check it out because we are about to jump into the figures. Yes, indeed. Here we go. Look at this. So this is CoinDance. So I can see we've got a slight discrepancy in the price at the moment. We've got Bitcoin at 166 according to CoinDance and 189 according to Preve in the top left of the picture of the screen frame. So we've got Bitcoin 0.4% of the network. That's hash rate. Bcrash 1.5. Corecoin 98.1. Network nodes 1.8% for Bitcoin, 8.1% for Bcrash, 90% for Corecoin. But transactions, look at this. This is Bitcoin. This is utility. This is why these numbers are at the bottom, because this shows you the value. This is the foundation of the price. Price being at the top here because price is the end result. Price is the last thing to move. Therefore, it is the least of all metrics that matter. You need to be looking at the fundamentals. Look under the bonnet. Who gives a monkeys if your car's got a good paint job if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work and you can't drive it, it's not a car. It's as simple as that. So you might be wondering, oh, why is BTC got such a high price then? It's a speculative price and it's due to ignorance in the market. You know, and these false narratives that these people actually believe. It's absolutely insane. So if you're wondering, Ellie, and you do watch my show, why BTC, why I'm calling it a shitcoin, it's because on the 24th of August 2017, a company called Blockstream broke the chain of signatures by implementing what they called they said it was like a soft fork called SegWit. Now, SegWit, technically, it was a soft fork. Fundamentally, it was a hard fork. Politically, it was a coup d'etat. Because if you have a man-made system like Bitcoin is, what is there to stop a group of developers taking control of the network and centralizing it? Well, it's accountability. So how do you hold all users and developers on the network accountable to someone? Well, it's the chain of signatures that does that. So people are saying, Craig and Calvin are just controlling BSV. They're not. They are maintaining a system that cannot be controlled. Someone has to maintain it. This is why it is the original protocol. So Blockstream changed the protocol by implementing SegWit. They absolutely fundamentally control it. They can do whatever they want with it. They have messed around with it, implemented SegWit, put in child pays for parent, replaced by fee, developing the second layer that's going to basically starve the miners. And as the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, eventually they won't be able to support themselves. The network will fail and they will have won because they are financed by companies, as in like MasterCard and AXA Insurance, who've got suspiciously close links to the Federal Reserve. So you go and figure. And if you don't believe me, what we'll do, we'll just have a quick listen to Sam Samao explaining that Blockstream does actually control it. And he said this on, I think it was Simon Dickinson's show. So just give me 2 seconds while I scroll through my videos here and find it. I should really have this down, shouldn't I really? But we'll get there. Because I know it. There we go. Have a listen to this, Ellie.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Who does?
Blockstream.
Oh, all right. I was looking at you when I said that. Yeah, I'm a block. I have a spy. I'm one of the spies. No, so this, it's an interesting. There's.
It certainly is interesting. Now that there's a Max. Oh dear, honestly, like if you want to discover whether or not somebody is lying, you just simply keep asking them questions because eventually the story won't make sense because it's a lie. And if you're asking somebody who is lying, they will eventually change their story because the story doesn't make sense. They will change it. If you're asking somebody to tell you a story and they're telling the truth, they won't change their story. Because they can't. Because if they did change it, it then wouldn't make sense. That's the whole point. So eventually, if you listen to these shitcoiners for long enough, they're going to slip up. Because what they're doing is lying. And Samson Mao has not been allowed back on social media since he made that faux pas. And I've literally never let it go. Because I won't. Oh dear. So, and also, if you're wondering why I call Bcrash, it's because Roger actually calls it Bcrash himself. So now have a listen to this.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Yeah, good luck with that, Roger. Let's see what just for lulz, we'll see what blocks we've got. Oh, they've got a 3.7 megabyte block on their network. They will be over the moon with that. But now we're going to go and have a look at Corecoin, and we're just going to have a little bit of a chat with Michael Saylor because I do like the fact that he's so enthusiastic. So Michael, welcome to the show. We're talking to Ellie today. So listen, I was thinking about, obviously when I was hearing Blockstream and they were talking about, implementing SegWit, which breaks the chain of signatures and brings it under their control. They were implementing child pays for parent, replaced by fee, Lightning Network that starves all the miners, restricting the block size so people can't use it, change it from a peer-to-peer electronic cash system into digital dog shit. What's your thoughts on that?
I like Bitcoin the way it is.
Oh, well, good for you, Michael. Yeah, but I mean, we really like it too. How'd you compete with that?
In fact, I love Bitcoin the way it is.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna play one-upmanship like that, Michael, you better explain yourself. You know, what is it about Bitcoin that you love?
The way it's currently constructed, it is possible to put all $250 trillion of monetary energy.
Wow, $250 trillion of monetary energy. I'm loving the sound of that. Where's that going to go?
In big blocks of encrypted energy on the blockchain.
Whoa, big blocks. You know, we must be talking big numbers there, Michael. What sort of figures are we talking about?
Maybe the Bitcoin will be $1 million. You can probably calculate $10 million of Bitcoin or something.
Whoa, $10 million per Bitcoin or something. Wow, I mean, you know, how's it going to fit and where's it going to go?
Big blocks, $100 million chunks on the blockchain.
All right then, Michael. Well, let's have a look at these big blocks then, shall we? I can see 1.7. 1.7, is that it? Is that it? Oh my goodness me. There we go. Oh, 1 megabyte block. Good grief. What, are you back in the 1980s or something? Let me show you what Bitcoin's all about, Michael. So bearing in mind we are also mining extra small blocks so that nefarious entities like via BTC can't steal these blocks by putting very little proof of work in it. We are mining small blocks and extra big blocks. So we've got a 26 kilobyte block from Hathor, but then we've got a 5 megabyte block from Hathor, 52223122922 13314 7729, and they're megabytes, Michael. Think you might be on the wrong chain, buddy. Oh dear. So here we go, hash rate. So hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. There we go. Proof of work by network, again, Coolcoin, Bcrash, you'll just simply fall into their own footprints as soon as people figure out that they're Ponzi schemes, because that's what Ponzi schemes do. Bcrash, Bitcoin hash rate, Bcrash, Bitcoin proof of work, who cares? Look at this. It is 37,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than it is Coolcoin. And that is probably, wow, I mean, whoa, crikey. That would maybe be like 15 times now. 15 times cheaper than Bcrash. Yeah, just sensational stuff. Because Bcrash is also a piece of shit. It's currently 1% more profitable to mine on SV. Oh, yeah. Some miners might be moving the hash rate over. 1.5% more profitable to mine on Bcrash. Who cares? But look at this daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Daily Bitcoin transactions by network. Winning, we'll take that. Transactions per network by transactions per block by network. Bitcoin winning, we'll take that. Fees USD, again, this is fees in the block, not transaction fees. It's due to fee volume, so we're going to keep an eye on that one. Same with fee satoshis in the block. And this is the block reward ratio, so you can see there's percentages on the left hand side. So again, we're expecting huge transaction volumes, which is going to generate huge fees in the block, but also an increase in the price. Yes, indeed. And for anybody who maybe isn't sure about what is coming soon, check this out. This was a press release by nChain. So let me just find this bit right here. It's in brackets. Check it out. Look at this. Here we go. The BSV network scales unbounded to support high volumes of transactions. The BSV blockchain, which is Bitcoin, is expected to demonstrate 50,000 transactions per second throughput capacity later this year. We are already at the end of May, so we have only got 6 months to go. So within the next 6 months, this is going to be demonstrating 50,000 transactions per second. Absolutely amazing. at minimal cost with median transaction fees that are a small fraction of a US cent. In addition, BSV offers micropayments, smart contract tokenization, and diverse data functionalities. Because, Ellie, if ever you watched, I think it was The Greatest Hack or something like that, Brittany Kaiser made a statement saying that, I think it was 2016 when was the first time that data surpassed oil in its value. The entire world runs on data, which is why data security and data efficiencies is the largest growing market in the world. And Bitcoin takes care of all of it. It will gobble the entire thing up. It is a phenomenal system. You know, it's not just this store of value bollocks, digital dogshit crap that all these shitcoiners want you to believe. It is absolutely insane. There we go. So check this out. So daily accumulated Bitcoin growth by network. You can see. So first of all, when the split happened, the original protocol followed this green line. Then when it split again and again, forked away from these shitcoiners who wanted to prevent the network from scaling, turn it into an unregulatory compliant system. So it just means that global commerce can't use it. We finally got the original protocol back. And look at this now, Ellie. Look at that. So just to demonstrate to you, this is the weight of the weight of volume on chain. So it says here, look at this. The Bitcoin SV blockchain has grown by 6.52 gigabytes more than the BTC chain, which means there is more data value on chain now, and it will only continue to rocket away. Rocket away. Yes, indeed. So let's look at the politics of the situation now. So this is global hash rate 7 days. Not as relevant as global hash rate 24 hours. That should match Corecoin because they've got about 98% of the hash rate on the network. So yeah, pretty much identical there. Yep, pretty much. Let's have a look at Bcrash. Again, these utter shitcoin enterprises here, mining this for no other reason other than literally ridiculous, stupid ideology. Or, you know, maybe trying to spread their bets because they don't actually understand what Bitcoin is. But it's a complete waste of time, an utter waste of time. Huh. And this is Bitcoin. Look at this. So good to see Mempool, Norpool increasing their position. F2 Pool wanting some. F2 Pool wanting some. And so we know that this is all about squeezing the shitcoin enterprises off the chain so that they don't have enough BSV bags to artificially suppress the price, because that's all they're doing is playing silly buggers with it, which we will look at now. Look at these short positions. Absolutely insane. So there is currently an 89% short ratio on Bitcoin because these people just don't understand it. All they know is price because they don't understand the utility of the coin. And if all they're looking at is price is the only thing that they understand how to manipulate. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, crazy. Oh dear. So Ellie, this absolutely blows my mind every time I see this. This is what the entire network. They're like, we'll have a look at Bitcoin mining farms. Just show you the images here. Look, Bitcoin mining farm. Look at images. So these, Ellie, are Bitcoin mining farms. Now just look at the size of some of these. They are gargantuan. Absolutely gargantuan. All of this that you see, every single bit goes towards this. This is what it is. So this is how Bitcoin works. The vertical rectangular blocks at the top, these are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. And it's the nodes that the mining operations have. So that's how they detect the transactions. Now, because Bitcoin is designed as an ultra small world network in a mandala network, as soon as a transaction is broadcast to the network, it is picked up instantly. And as soon as it's recognized by more than 50% of the nodes on the network, which is instantly because of this ultra small world network, the transaction is instantly confirmed. It is no longer reversible. It cannot be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted, because what we're looking at here is a decentralized distributed system network. So you can see the transaction generated below that, and then to the right we've got the transaction ID, the input, the output, the total output, the type, and the op return. Once the transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're then thrown into the memory pool. And again, the memory pool is decentralized. No one can control it. And this is where they are competed for by the miners and payment processors in order to create a block, put the transaction within a block, and then place the block on the blockchain, which is down here, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin. So you can see Ellie there is currently 64 megabyte block here, and if you look in the highlighted rectangular blocks below that, it says total fees in the block $67. So as the block reward eventually gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, it's the fees in the block that will actually sustain the miners, and then we have a self-sustaining network which can continue indefinitely. In fact, I did actually have we need the Dan Held video. Here we go. So have a listen to this. This was Laura Shin pretty much explaining what she understands Bitcoin, and these two basically lying through their teeth to her, really. Have a listen to this.
So, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer one, because the number of layer one transactions is limited. And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer two. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
The KPI for this for what we're looking at right now, which the question we're trying to answer is, are transaction fees replacing the block subsidy in the block reward? So are newly minted coins, are they, as those decrease, is that value being replaced by the subsidy? And so we can calculate that. That would be our primary KPI. So you could look at transaction fees over the subsidy, transaction fees in a block divided by the subsidy, and you brought up that that's at 9%. If we look at that historically and we make it like a rolling 60-day to smooth it out a little bit, and we look at this over time on a log curve, it's very much trending in the right direction, where 11x sounds like a lot, but Bitcoin moves in really intense cycles where we've all seen it go from 1,000 to 10,000 or 20,000. When that happens, that means there's not an equivalent, but a directional rise in transactions and transaction fees. And so we have seen transaction fees replace the subsidy over time. And so it very much is trending in the right direction to where over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin doesn't become adopted, if it remains a more niche sort of a service for humankind where only, let's say 20 million people use it, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, will that be a bad scenario? Well, it's an impossible scenario, because if it is the world reserve currency, there'll be very, very many layer one transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible people might consider that because, or rather, it's possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer one to replace the block reward when the time comes.
It's absolutely ridiculous. He goes, if it is the world's reserve currency, then there'll be many, many transaction fees in the block. Well, it can only handle 7 transactions a second, Ellie, that wouldn't even service my local supermarket. Absolutely ridiculous. Just goes to show how much the arrogance of these shitcoiners, thinking that they can describe Bitcoin, and they have absolutely no clue, leading people down the garden path to a black hole. They are going to lose everything. So let's have a look at charts quickly. See if there's any big movers and shakers like D Drive. Oh, no. Okay, that's all right. Always worth checking. Let's have a look at BitInfo chart. So again, Ellie, this is the entire crypto market. Again, the concept of cryptocurrency is a complete scam. Bitcoin is a commodity. So if you really want to do your due diligence, literally all you need to do is look at these 10 coins. Literally, just research these 10, because these are the 10 that literally are the only ones that are moving at all. Literally. So we've got Bitcoin here with 10.2% of the overall transactions on the entire network. Coin 7.7, Ethereum absolute pile of poo, and XRP we know an absolute piece of crap. So actually, you know what I might do? Just for you, Ellie, I'm going to bring up David Schwartz here. This is well worth a listen to if you've not heard it before. Might not be able to find it. Yeah, I'll have a quick go. Let's have a quick look. Come on, David Schwartz, show yourself. Let's be having you, because I know you're around here somewhere. Oh yes, indeed. There are my videos. I do love listening to this because it literally just makes me chuckle when you bear in mind that this goon, likes to brag about the fact that he's the chief technical officer at Ripple Labs that created XRP. Yeah, I mean, you've got to hear it to believe it. You'd be like, seriously, you're the chief technical officer? That's the best they've got? Oh dear, might be in trouble here then. Yes, indeed, I think you would be. Right, it's just coming up. I made this entire series just because I found it highly amusing. So, where are you, David Schwartz? Come to Papa. Let's be having ya. Know you're around here somewhere. We will find ya. It's coming. It's coming. So anyway, in the meantime, while we're looking for that, Ellie, this here, we just go to transactions 24 hours. Go on 3 years on the log curve. Can you... Oh, what's this? 3 years. Can you spot Bitcoin, Ellie? Yes, indeed. Look what is going on there. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right. So, come on, Mr. David Schwartz. Let's have you.
Pleasure to have you, David. All right. So I was hoping you could comment perhaps briefly on this piece of news out this morning. Is Ripple hoping to find evidence that XRP is similar to Bitcoin and Ether and should not be considered a security?
Yeah, I think the primary argument that we're trying to make here is that the market considers them similar. We considered them similar. All of the evidence suggested that they were similar. And then the SEC just, comes out of nowhere and say, nope, they're completely different. Ripple is a company. We're based in San Francisco. We have employees. We have shareholders. We have a CEO. I work for that company. I'm the chief technology officer. And it's a company like any other company. It's centralized. What the CEO says goes. There's a board of directors. It just works like any other company. The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
The XRP ledger has a very different design from what Bitcoin and Ethereum have, and many other digital assets. Like in Bitcoin, the stakeholders are at least to some extent the miners, and the miners reap the rewards of the transaction fees. The XRP ledger doesn't work that way. It is not competitive. Nobody's competing to reap fees. Because it's not a competitive system, it doesn't have any way to sort of award fees to a particular party. Because although if it had a way to award fees to particular parties, people would compete for those fees, and it would become competitive. So the way it's design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs. And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system, but it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it, and then have been distributing it since then.
There we go, Ellie. You heard it here. It is not a competitive system. And the reason it's not a competitive system is because it's a centralized system, which is why the developers were able to grab them, because they created them. Absolutely ridiculous. Hilariously ridiculous, really, when you understand what he's actually just said there. Scaling test network, let's have a look at these figures. Yeah. So we've still got 608 megabyte block on the mainnet. And look at this, 5,124 transactions per second. That's going to be 50,000 by the end of this year. I mean, literally absolutely stunning. Imagine what the size of the block is going to be when it's 50,000 transactions per second. That's what it's going to demonstrate by the end of the year in the next 6 months. Whew, looking forward to that. Trends.cash, so apps ranking by money spent. TDXP app still absolutely macking it hard. Apps ranking by performed actions. Brightview still with 19%, good stuff. So we got 12. TDXP app down in, maybe is that 6th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, oh, down in 7th. Twitch down in 9th. Crypto Fights in 10th. That's very good. So yeah, Ellie, if you're just wondering what all these applications are, these are things that have been built on BSV. So we're just simply going to go to the Meta store here, which is basically a store of all the applications and what they do on Bitcoin. So you can literally just watch and see all the things that are being built. Here we go. So these are all the different applications. Look at that, loading apps. Look at that. It just goes on and on because BSV, which is Bitcoin, is useful. So when it's useful, people are going to start using it. And as we know, companies and corporations like efficiencies. And this is what Bitcoin does. It creates data security and data efficiencies. It will be the global layer. It's a commercial internet, Ellie. That's what this is. It is phenomenal. Staggering. Beautiful. So, yeah, that's trends.cash. Let's have a quick look at Crypto Quant. So again, this is BTC all exchanges reserves. So as you can see, Ellie, all these exchanges have been cashing their reserves out. Now, why would they be cashing their reserves out when the price was slowly creeping up? It's because price doesn't mean anything to them because it's all about value. So if you start telling somebody, oh, right, well, this thing that we're holding doesn't actually have any fundamental value, chances are they're going to start selling, which means you won't get the value for money that you want. So what they're going to do is they're going to start cashing out first, which is what we're seeing here. But because these are the exchanges that are cashing out and they provide the liquidity, this has created a liquidity squeeze, which has caused a spike in the price. Yes, indeed. It's really not looking good at all. So get out of there. What's on chain? So this just goes to show that Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme and the utility it has. So we've got estimated next block size 13 megabytes and a usage of the memory pool is a 23 megabytes. Very good. So we'll have a look at the memory pool. Look at this, Ellie. This is how it's meant to work. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. 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 Now what this is not meant to look like is a swimming pool like this. Where data is stuck. And if you're wondering what stuck data looks like, you can actually see this on TX Street right here. Now this is Coolcoin and Ethereum. Median transaction fee on Coolcoin is $6.20, which means that if you want to buy a cup of coffee, you'd have to add another $6.20 on top of that just to get it for the transaction fee. Absolutely insane. And Ethereum's is still not much better, $3, when we know that Vitalik criticized BTC for having a 5-cent transaction fee, and now his own network has got transaction fees of $3.70. Absolutely ridiculous. And so look at this, they've even got a low fee line. Look at all these transactions stuck. Waiting to be confirmed. Oh my goodness, this is an absolute joke. Does this look like a peer-to-peer electronic cash system to you, Ellie? No, it doesn't, because it's not. It's an absolute pile of poo. But talking about piles of poo, so this is our own system here. So I mean, look at the amount of dollars that have literally been printed by the Federal Reserve out of thin air. So this is something that you sort of like need to be relatively alert to. Have a listen to this.
The system is inherently unstable as a result of the international power it provides to the dominant parties. For at the heart of it lies the idea of, how can I get something for nothing?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
There we go, Ellie. The currency is being debased. which is absolutely insane. And now is all this money printing stimulating the economy? Well, let's have a look at the velocity of money. Is it doing anything? No, it's not. And it hasn't been doing anything since the end of the previous financial crisis back in 2007. So let's have a listen to the Bank of England, maybe explaining how money is made.
There is no guide to how this whole system operates. To give you an example, a researcher at the BBC working on a Robert Peston documentary went to the Bank of England and said, "Can you give me a guide to how money is created?" And they just said no.
There we go. They just said no. But then Ben Bernanke just let it slip and told the entire world. So have a listen to this.
A lot of people think when I say this, or when you say this, or when Positive Money say this, that we're all just a bunch of nutters. But on the 9th of March in 2009, the Governor of the Federal Reserve, Ben Bernanke, gave the first ever broadcast interview the Governor of the Central Bank of the United States of America had ever given. And the day before that, he'd bailed out AIG, which is an insurance company, not even a bank, actually, to the tune of about $160 billion. So the journalist says to him, "Now, Mr. Bernanke, where did you get $160 billion to bail out AIG?"
Is that tax money that the Fed is spending?
It's not tax money. The banks have accounts with the Fed much the same way that you have an account in a commercial bank. So to lend to a bank, we simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account that they have with the Fed. So it's much more akin, although not exactly the same, but it's much more akin to printing money than it is to borrowing.
There we go, Ellie. How is money made? They just use the computer. Oh dear. Oh dear. And look, this is what the Louisiana Fed didn't want you to see. Is that money doing anything? No, look at that. Droopy. Literally off a cliff. So knowing that Bitcoin is the only thing that can save us, how are we feeling about it? CoinGecko feeling good. Oh, 60% of the market liking it. Good, good. Loving that. Now let's have a look at BitPing. Now this is a service that monitors network rates around the world. And it looks like people are paid in BSV in order to provide data to those looking for network uptimes and stuff around the world. Look at all these nodes. So you can see they are in the wealthiest parts of the world. Loving this. And you get paid in BSV, which is Bitcoin. Micropayments. Money flow per hour currently 50 cents. 51 countries got an extra 2. Loving that. Loving that. Good, good. The morning run. So this is a bit embarrassing, Ellie. This is the shit show occurring in my own backyard. These are people just proof of concept creating shit coins on the BSV network, and goons actually buying them. Oh dear, oh dear. Look, they've actually got it's got a 24-hour trade volume of $7,000. Like seriously, just do not get involved with this shit. None of these bits of data have any value whatsoever other than comedy value, which is novelty value, which will wear off. So yeah, crazy. In the meantime, let's have a look at Bitcoin. So this is the depth chart. So this just simply shows you current buyers and sellers at the moment. So we've got 3 million asks, which are sellers, versus 3.6 million bids, which are people wanting in. So weighted more on the buying side at the moment. Good, good. Let's have a look at Bitcoin here. So this is the price recently after the price dip. Going up nicely, nicely. Loving that. That's Bitcoin. Now let's have a look at shitcoin. This is BTC. See what this is looking like. Oh, kind of similar, like laddering up there. Yeah, yeah. Now let's have a look at BSV versus BTC. Oh. Looks like BSV slightly getting the edge there. Slightly getting the edge. Moving up. Loving that. Let's have a look at CoinCrap. BTC down 0.3% in 24 hours. Oh, a sea of green at the moment. Where is lovely Bitcoin? Oh, up 3% in comparison. Loving that. Loving that. Yep, very good. Very good. Let's have a look at my own statistics here. Oh, look at this. 519 subscribers. Loving that. Moving in the right direction. So let's just have a look at my douchebags of Bitcoin videos. I watched this the other day. Samson Mao is actually in the lead now He's actually ahead of Adam Back. Look at this on playlists. Douchebags of Bitcoin. I'll send this to you, Ellie. Just send me a message if you actually want to have a listen to this. So look at this. Samson Mao, 264 views. And now compare that to Adam Back. 261 views. Samson Mao in the lead. And compare that to Dan Held. 256. Let's compare that to the other popular video, which is Shitcoin Banter. Let's have a look at these two douchebags. What are they? 237 views on that video. Very good, very good. Love it. Let's have a look at Streamanity. Oh, 282. My followers are going up. Excellent. And looks like I had $31 revenue from my Stephen Matthews video. Now available on YouTube. 155 people paid to watch that a week ago. Love that. So what we'll do is I'll release these on Streamanity platform to start with before they go on to YouTube, because obviously we're trying to draw people across. So early access, you can just pay a small fee just to have a look at it, because the whole world is going to go commercial soon. Because remember, if a service is free, it means you are offering yourself as the product. These companies make money from you and the data you provide to them, and then they sell that data, and all sorts of crap goes on from there. So that's why we're moving on to Bitcoin, because when you're using Bitcoin, people don't need to sell you. Bitcoin is a positive cycle, because it actually increases in value, which encourages more people to use it, and then it gets more efficient, as more people use it, and then even more come in to use it, and that's what gives Bitcoin value, because it's fixed in supply. It's a beautiful system. Let's have a look at Twitch here. Just have a look at these Twitch figures. We're at Acorn Stacks. There we go. Check it out. So we've got new users 24 hours. Oh, 162. Good stuff. Glad to see that. My followers 409, moving in the right direction. Loving that. Right, now let's have a look at some Twitter stats. So first of all, we'll have a look at Ruthie. Here we go. How is this tweet? Is she over 960? Hey, 966. We like that every day now. 967. Good, good. Let's look at our man Satoshi. Was he on 78 something yesterday? Oh, 78.4. So 78,400 followers. Very good, very good. Now let's have a look at some of these videos to see what the figures are there. Here we go. Check it out. Right, so we'll have a look at Crypto Queen first of all. Here we go. Figures on there. 7,300 views. Let's watch this just for lulz, because this is absolutely fantastic. Love it. Oh, turn the volume up. There we go. Right up to the max.
Hey, Pump. How much longer do you think the bull cycle is going to go for?
I have no clue how long it's going to go for, but it's not over.
It's not over?
No, of course not.
Okay, and could you give me some Bitcoin?
No. Why would I ever give anyone Bitcoin?
And also...
I'll fucking die before I give anyone Bitcoin.
BSB is the real Bitcoin.
Fuck no.
Trolling to the max. Fantastic. Love it. Now have a listen to this one, Ellie. This is absolutely brilliant. Classic from Daniel Kraus. Oh, like 5,100 views. Loving this. Here we go. Turn the volume up to the max again. This is the difference between Bitcoiners and BTCs in terms of their intellectual capacity.
Why do you think BTC is valuable?
It's valuable because it's the only unconfiscatable asset we have, and that is because that comes from its decentralization. I think Bitcoin is the only valuable crypto asset we have because of the nature of how it started in its first few years.
And when you say Bitcoin, you mean BTC, right?
Absolutely.
But are you aware that in 2017, they changed the rules so that BTC no longer follows the Bitcoin white paper?
That is not true at all.
It is actually. It's very true.
The white paper says that there needs to be a chain of signatures.
And the reason there needs to be a chain of signatures, Ellie, is to hold everybody accountable on the network so that no one single entity, person or group can centrally control the network.
Sure.
Okay, so That's not what we have anymore. That's how SegWit changed that.
Okay, but it's still Bitcoin, right?
I love that. I love that. Now let's have a listen to Michael Saylor. Check it out. All right, so we've got 1,600 views on this so far. Let's have a turn the volume up. Here we go.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it.
Oh my God, people. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. Hasn't done his fundamental research. I literally had run... That sent shivers down my spine when I heard that. That is absolutely reckless. Utterly reckless. My goodness me. Right, so let's have a quick look at whale alerts here. See if we've any more shenanigans. This stablecoin printing that's gone on over the last 24 hours. 32 minutes, 2 hours. What's this? Binance USD. Dear, oh dear. Any big movement? 7 hours. Oh, I might get through this quickly. Fingers crossed. 9 hours. 10 hours. What's this? Movements of BTC. Oh, no stablecoin printing just yet. What's all this about? Oh, a whale alert. 388 million BTC moved as it was. What's this? What is this? Another $1 billion of Tether printed. Oh my God. Oh my God. 21 hours. 21. 21. A lot of stuff going on 21 hours ago. 22. Nearly there. 23. 23. And we're there. There we go. Right, so oh my goodness, let's report that to New York Attorney General's office. More absolute shitcoin shenanigans. This is absolutely crazy, crazy. Where is it again? Come on, let's see it, let's see it, let's see it. Let's see it, was it 19 hours ago? There we go. Just report that to at New York Attorney General. New York State Attorney General. There we go, Lolita James, mocking that. Considering that to pay an $18 million fine, or they've just printed $1 billion. There we go. Tweet that bad boy. There we go. Let's just check stablecoin printer. Make sure that marries up. There we go. 11 hours ago. Look at that. $1 billion. Oh my God. Right then, peeps, there we go. That's done for today. Just going to post that out on Twitter. Tag Ellie in that. Who knows? Maybe she'll watch it. Shout out to people in the chat box. Connor G, Keith Fellows, Arcade Rob, JPaps as well. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the show. We're now up to date with the figures. So we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.